This is the Amp Hour Podcast, recorded February 3rd, 2016. Episode 285. Something serially wrong here.
Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EEV blog.
And I'm Chris Gamble of Contextual Electronics.
What happened last week?
Last week I was traveling, and you were on a different time zone than me.
And you just decided to do the show without me. It was just I'm doing the show without you.
I found myself a YouTuber. I talked to a YouTuber, okay? I checked that box. We're fine.
I did.
Yeah, I was a little sad that you couldn't talk with him because I know that, I know he wanted to talk to you. Right.
Well, you didn't invite me.
It wouldn't have worked out, man. It was like we recorded at like 11 a.m. on a Sunday.
Which is what here?
Yeah, it's like 5 a.m.
Right, yeah, okay.
Something like that. I don't even know. So.
Yeah, just not going to work.
Sorry.
Oh, well.
Chris went rogue. I went rogue.
Seems like forever that we haven't done a show.
Well, didn't we do
just
one
the two of us?
The week before that? Was it?
Maybe.
Or no, there was another. No, there was another interview.
Something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Well, for me anyway, it feels like forever.
Right. Yeah. Before that was John Ellis for Gears. Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Well, so we're here now. So now what?
There must be a ton of stuff. Well, I don't know. Well, I can start out with what I got 5 minutes before the show started on my email.
What is that? Wait. Was it a? Did you win millions of dollars? All that you need to do is wire them some money
from a Nigerian prince. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, I thought.
Wait. Was it? Did someone want to build you Bluetooth speaker?
No.
You don't get those emails? I get those emails all the time.
Oh,
hello,
right.
sir.
Well,
we would like to build you Bluetooth speaker.
Right. Oh, yes. I used to get that when I was Kickstarter, when I was crowdfunding projects. You know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I still get them occasionally.
Okay.
But, and I got another free energy one. 0 point energy email, and just the regular. All the regular stuff. But
Thursday.
then I got someone. I got one from a lawyer. And I went, here we go. It's a cease and desist letter, right?
Nice.
I've done something, so my eyes were about to roll over and go, things fill my head about, oh, God, what have I said now? And
see, folks, he can feel remorse once in a while,
Oh, no, it'd be sheer laughter at anyone trying to sue me for anything I say.
That's true. I guess you can't really sue for that kind of stuff.
No, because libel, no. People really, you got to understand. People think you can, it's slander, it's libel. No, only if it's not true. Sorry. If your product is, and if it's not an opinion. So if my opinion is your product is shit, then sorry, you can't sue me. That's my professional
right. And it's not like
journalistic
you're making,
opinion.
false proof claims.
No, not making
something,
false claims. Yeah, exactly. So, good luck to anyone who wants to sue me in that regard. Anyway, so I opened it up, ready for a laugh, and no, it's just one of these boring. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
I'll leave names out.
Okay, sure.
We are presently acting for an electronics company who is the defendant in county court proceedings. I didn't know we had county court proceedings here. This is an Australian thing.
Okay, sure. Yep.
Some of the key issues essential to the dispute relate to aspects of alleged defects of control boards, soldering, light assemblies, thermistors, and driver boards.
Are they going to ask you to be an expert witness?
Yeah.
No way.
Our client has become aware of your expertise in this area, and we are writing to ascertain whether or not you are in a position to assist our client by provision of expert advice for a trial to be held in August.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the same. I know you already know what to do, but I'm going to give you the same advice I give everybody else who doesn't want to do a job. Don't say no. Just quote them a price and make sure it's really high.
Right. Right. No,
really high. So if you've ever asked me if I wanted to do work and I told you, oh yeah, it's only $1,200 an hour, it's just that I don't want to do your job. I mean,
right? I just went, sorry, not interested.
Oh, come
It's
on. Everybody's got a price, man. What would it
no,
take?
I don't have a price.
Come
No.
on. Everybody's got a price, Dave.
No.
$10,000 an hour.
No.
$1 million an hour.
No.
$1 billion an hour.
No. Piss off.
I don't believe you in the slightest, but
Because I'm a practical person. I know.
Come
it's
on.
Just, like, just say no. It's like, because they will engage you and then they'll try and negotiate or do whatever. Once you give them, no, they'll just piss away your time. It's
dude,
not
at
worth
$1 billion an hour, I'll let someone
No.
waste my time. 1 hour is all I need, you know?
They're not going to pay you $1 billion an hour. they're just going to continue to pester you. It's like, no, go away. You know, like.
All right, well, sorry, Dave. You're going to miss out. All people that have $1 billion per hour jobs should call
Right.
Chris Gamble in Cleveland.
We'll have you on the Amp Hour. Have
That's
you got
right.
$1 billion an hour job?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't take sponsorship anymore. We don't have paid guests on here. But you know, for $1 billion for 1 amp hour episode, I'd consider it, Elon. It's fine. Yeah,
Right.
give us a call.
Yep.
Man, that's
and here we go. In order to gauge whether or not your expertise is appropriately suited to the case, we would appreciate receiving a copy of your CV and/or education and employment history and any other relevant notes relating to your particular area of expertise. Blah 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 blah.
man.
like-
Yeah. Well, so I know,
And-
like Jack Ansel's been on the show, and Jack
Yeah,
has done
he's
that kind of
been
stuff before.
several of those.
Michael Barr is another embedded guy who
Yep.
writes. He writes about a lot of stuff. Remember we talked about him for the unintended acceleration the Toyotas were going through and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah, yep.
It does not seem like fun work, I gotta say.
Oh no, it's not. That's why you know,
High paid
like-
for sure. I think I mean not $1 billion an hour, but I think a couple $100 an hour, like $300-$400 an hour could be,
And it's like
the high end,
I had one once, and it was like I turned them down. Sorry, I'm not interested. And like they got so offended. It's like, we're gonna pay you a very generous retainer. Don't like how? Why? Why are you turning this down? We will pay you very generously. Like, dude, I'm not interested. Piss off. Like,
because lawyers.
they honestly could not believe somebody would turn down paying work. It baffled them. Like, it's
Yeah.
dude, I got better things to do with my time,
I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like being too disparaging towards lawyers, but I think a lot of people get into it for the money. So I could see that there would be that mindset of, but money, but money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What's
yeah.
wrong?
Well,
There's money here.
No. It's like, no, the amount of jobs I turn down is, God, every week, somebody wants me to do something. No, sorry, don't have time enough to make my own content, let alone, be a per hour, go back to per hour consulting for someone else, like, nah,
Yeah, well,
not going to happen. Anyway.
When YouTube goes away, maybe I have to consider it again.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If
Yep.
it all goes bust, then, yep, I'll have to
Yep. Yeah,
go
that's
back
the
to
one.
contract work.
Yeah.
I'll be taking everything.
So 3 weeks. What have you been doing other than breaking lawyers' hearts?
I have been trying to get a new bloody shopping cart up and running on my website
Oh,
because
I
I've
saw
got
your
my
tweet
new
about that,
multimeter
yeah.
that I'm.
Well, was that officially released? Is that what we're?
The rebadged one is officially released.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yes.
how
so
soon
it's,
is that going to be out?
It's already out. Some people have ordered it. The funny thing is, right, I wanted to wait until I had this shopping cart all set up on my website because we've mentioned before, I'm moving away from Shopify, right? So I want it integrated on my website, everything else, blah, 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 right? So I'm setting up this WooCommerce, which is like the biggest WordPress,
Yeah.
one out there, right? What?
Yeah. Pass.
You don't like it?
No, it's just super. I've dealt with it. I don't really like it.
I actually like it. I think it works quite well for my purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone's needs are different. So yeah, I've been doing that. So I was setting it up, doing it in private, like on the website without releasing links or anything like that. And all of a sudden, orders started rolling in.
Someone
and I
found it, huh?
what? And like somebody posted on the forum, and I'm going like, what the? Yeah, somebody posted the link which was an active link, but because it wasn't on my menu or anything else, no one could find it. I'm going, how the hell did you find this?
Yeah.
You know, and they finally replied, oh, I saw it on Facebook. What? And it turns out, it's treated when I published a product.
Oh,
Because it's
it looks
WordPress,
like a post.
it treated it as a post, even though it didn't go to anything on my website. The back end of WordPress treated it as a post, and I've got an automated script that every time I post something, it posts it to Facebook because I don't want to waste my time manually posting to Facebook, so I just auto post every new post. And that's how. Anyway,
I told you about my silly project here, right? The one where it was just the blinks, you know, so you go to a link and it just blinks a different light to try and alert me if I needed to go upstairs and let the dogs out.
oh
that kind
right,
of thing.
yes, yep.
Did I tell you about the fact that I put it on my site and it was public and no? Did I tell you about that? I thought I was being really
people
clever.
started blinking the light.
No, I thought I was being really clever, and I'm like, oh, I can create my own short link, and it'll just basically forward that link to, basically to the Electric Imp, the link that created whatever color it needed to pass down to the Wi-Fi device. Okay, cool. Well, it wasn't people though. It was
it was bots.
It was Google. Google was crawling my link.
The Google crawler.
I kept going upstairs, and I'm like, what the hell's going on up here? Like, why? Like, does the dog need to go out? Like, no. It's just what's going. I don't know. Like,
It's the internet of robot crawlers.
that's right. It's right.
Yes.
It was AI trolling me. You know, it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why you don't put public links on the internet, folks.
We should put it out there. Has anyone else had unintended public consequences like that, where you've,
Yeah.
like my one, where you didn't realize you had published something, or somebody's found something that you wanted to keep secret? And,
There was a post this week about this actually. It was so all of these different companies are so jazzed about making internet connected cameras and stuff like that. Well, on Ars
you can
Technica,
tell what gesture I'm making at the moment.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
right. But on Ars Technica, basically they said there's a search engine now because all of these things have the same defaults. So there's just a crawler out there just going through all these websites or all these web addresses. Is port 4000 open or whatever the port is?
Right.
And they're unsecured, and it's just like people's nanny cams, and it's super creepy.
I didn't read it, but I saw the title of that. Yeah,
That is so creepy. I really never thought about the security side of things.
Yeah, it was a flaw. It was a flaw in some brand of security camera or something, wasn't it?
No, yes, there has been that too, but this is just, it's not even that. It's just, there's so little attention to security because people are like, oh, well, it's on a local internet, that kind of thing. But this is going to keep happening as people, if you're buying a $50 device, you're like, oh, it's a web-connected light bulb. Like, come on, you're not going to be putting tons of security on that thing because it's a light bulb. And then eventually that just keeps traveling down the line, and then, you got a web camera. Only you know the link, so you're fine. Well,
you've got a camera in your smart TV.
Yeah,
you've got a camera in your smartphone. Right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy, gotta say.
Yes. Have you seen the new X-Files?
I have not, no.
Oh, it's like it's all about the modern security, the new security state and everything like that. Of course, it's about aliens too,
Of course,
which is
right.
because it's X-Files, right?
Right.
But like how it's there is no real alien. Well, no, I won't. No, I won't get into spoilers.
No, yeah, don't give it away. Come on,
no,
man.
No. But it's all like I've only watched the first episode so far, but you can tell like it's all going to be about and Fox Mulder like has some tape over the over the camera on his computer.
I've started doing that. I cover up cameras. I mean, like, come on, it's like it's very unlikely, but I can be a little paranoid sometimes. Why not?
Well, I've got a camera in my lab. Anyone can watch me anytime at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know that, right? At least it's like that's a knowledgeable. If you think your
Exactly.
cameras are always off, it's like, I don't know. But anyways,
So
over
which cameras do you cover up? Your notebook and
well, on my notebook, I just close it, and that's fine.
oh right.
But like I have, all of my recording stuff is just straight I have webcams everywhere, and so there's one just pointing at me when I'm on my computer downstairs, and it really just kind of creeps me out. That's the main thing,
Right.
It's like having blinds for your you don't just leave your windows open when you're just watching TV or something, right? Some people might, but I don't. And so it's just turning that off, and
All right.
then I'm fine. over on the subreddit where we posted this, someone, Kowalski71, had talked about this same thing happening in the auto industry as well. And basically, like, just because people are coming, like, some of this is just a symptom of coming to the market really quick, right? It's, not paying attention to it. Consumers don't give a crap, that kind of thing. It's just, this is a consequence of moving fast and breaking things. In this case, right. Your privacy is the thing that gets broken. So,
yep.
Good luck with that. I mean, but
and people won't care until something serious happens to them.
Right, of course.
People
and
just
until people that are malicious, are targeting certain people, anyways, right? I mean, like,
right.
Yeah, super rich people might not avoid this kind of thing because they're like, oh, well, I could get robbed because they'll know, like you could use a Nest, a Nest thermostat, right?
Yeah, well, if I was a celebrity or something like that,
definitely that,
you would be probably pretty paranoid because there'd be so many people out there.
Right, but then eventually, over time, it becomes there will be eventually at some point there will be a security vulnerability where it's worth it to attack the populace, just like happens with that happened with people say, oh, well, why does anyone care about my stupid Windows 95 computer? It's like, well, yours doesn't matter, but yours in an array of many other things, then maybe that's valuable to someone, that kind of thing.
Right.
So
if they're still running a Windows 95 machine at a nuclear silo or something like that, then let's. Yep.
I saw a thing. What was it talking about today?
Well, it was
another Reddit thread that said, I think until 1977, one of the nuclear codes was 0000000. That is so crazy.
Yeah, launch code.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm to this day the most amazing fact that I know is that the most amazing thing that I can think of is that there has not been some sort of crazy person just launch a nuke or whatever. It's just yeah.
Well, let's keep that trend going, folks. I like that one. Let's just keep on.
I know it's good.
Keeping on there. Yeah, that's good.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yes. I could whack a John F. Kennedy quote in there.
Of course. If you can. I don't know. Like, this is a lot of stuff that I think that relevant to us, right? So we talk about. Right. Well, you and I are not particularly good at hooking things onto the internet, but a lot of our listeners are.
No, we're not. Yep.
And it is a big concern. I mean, like, if you go to DEF CON now, like, that was actually something that was kind of the first. I went to a couple talks. It was, kind of going over this stuff. And obviously we had Mike Osman on the show a lot and other people that are doing security type stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's important, but man, you don't even really think about it until something bad happens normally. Like, some people are very security forward. And that's great, but usually that there is a added cost to that because there's further testing. You need better code, that kind of thing, and at the end of the day, if anyone tries hard enough, they're probably going to break your system anyways. It's just a matter of
how important it is to them to do it.
Right, exactly. So it's about gauging that, and some people don't have a choice, right? Thinking about like people that are working on like medical stuff and airline stuff. I know that a lot of that stuff, like on Chris and Elisa's podcast, like they talk about some of this stuff as well. And we've heard other places too. But not a lot of analog security going on.
Right. And you always hear the stories when they come out about how vulnerable something is, and you just go, holy shit, if somebody actually realized that vulnerability was there, how many would have taken advantage of it? Like, what havoc could they have done if they knew, if they just tried and knew it was there? It's scary.
Yeah,
you hear it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and usually it is much more complex systems that can do a lot more crazy things than what we're usually talking about. So there is that. But yeah, it's definitely scary a little bit. So buy our services and we can protect you. That's usually what precedes, right?
Yeah,
that's when you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you work up to that point, and then you try and sell someone something.
Right. Speaking of somebody trying to sell someone something, I like this one.
Okay.
Bunny is doing this guide, essential guide to electronics in Shenzhen. It's a book.
Yeah.
And he's crowdfunding it. It looks really good.
Oh yeah, well,
Looks
and
awesome.
so we've had Akiba on the show now twice, and Bunny on the show once, and we've talked to both of them about, the markets and other people about the markets, stuff like that. And it's just, I mean, this is just kind of, it seems like it's going to be a very centralized place to do it. So it's
and it looks like the book. You go to Shenzhen armed with this book, and it's got like all the phrases in there, and like you can not only how much is this and stuff like that, but like down to capacitor tolerance and stuff like that. You can actually you can talk turkey with these with the Chinese people on the stand.
Talk turkey. I've never heard that phrase before, Dave.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
what is it? Is it?
There you go. I mean, it means you can
just
talk
because
a
when the
common
Aussies
language.
keeps talking faster and faster, you start sounding like.
No. What are you talking about? When did I talk fast here in Australia?
Yeah, right.
No, that's right.
Right.
No, talk turkey means to find a common language.
Gotcha.
To speak somebody else's language, even though you don't speak their language.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
Yep. You're both on the same wavelength. Yeah.
Oh,
and,
man,
and you can do that. It looks so good.
This thing's raised $3,000 since I posted it to the Amp Hour subreddit too. So
right. Okay.
I think it'll be fine. I think it's going to be okay.
I don't think he needs the publicity. Anyway, we'll link it in down below. So if you want, I might just get one just in case I end up going to Shenzhen in the future.
Have you still not been?
No, I've not been.
Me neither. I'm trying to go this year.
I've been to Shanghai.
Right.
And I've been to Hong Kong, but I have not been to Shenzhen.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying this year. I'm trying to get to China, and I'm trying to get to Australia. We'll see on both counts.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. We will see. Maybe it'd be easier if you just went to China, man. I could just meet you there.
Right, we'd meet halfway.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you keep building stuff too. It seems like it'll be a good fit for you, right?
Yeah. Well,
that was Korea. We found out last time, right? I think
yes. It is going to be made in Korea.
Right.
That's right.
Yep.
Anyway. So there you go. So that's what I've been. So I was been busy setting up a shopping cart and stuff like that for my new products. And everyone says, why don't I drop ship? Just drop ship. And it's like, I've got to probably hire someone anyway to take care of all the logistics of doing that. Like, just at the moment, I actually have products come in from 4 different countries, right? I get stuff made here in Australia. I get stuff made in, South Korea. I'm getting stuff made in China. I'm getting stuff made, all over the place.
Did you say New Zealand too? Aren't your boards there or something? I remember you said something about New Zealand.
No, I was getting my
you were?
boards there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
But it's like, I could, and then it's just the logistics of it and everything else,
man.
And it's not.
Yeah.
And then I'm just another drop shipper. It's like,
It's true. It's true.
Anyway.
I ran smack into a. I thought I was going to get caught up in Chinese New Year.
Right.
I had ordered some stuff long distance,
Which starts on the 15th. Is it? Am I?
It's definitely.
mistaken?
I know February rolls around and I'm usually starting to sweat.
You're right. Yeah.
How about this? If you make it to February, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, "Oh, I should really check into that," you're already screwed. So don't.
No. You've
again
probably
in
got
April.
another week left tops.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
and,
come on, all the rush orders are going through right now.
Yeah, that's right. The other country is Taiwan, and of course, I had my Taiwanese manufacturer of the multimeter. They emailed me and said, "Yeah, we're shutting down."
Oh yeah.
And so it's not just China.
I think we should just take a break too, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, why not, right? I mean, it's our industry. We just celebrate the new year. Yeah,
So
right?
it should be engineering week, and we should all just
Engineering month. Come on.
month, right?
We can just make it electronics month. Let's be honest. Let's just make it electronics
Engineering
month.
New Year. We'll just
Oh, I like that. Ooh. Not to, of course, there's a cultural tradition there too. It's not that we're trying to co-opt that. It's just that why not, if, life gives you a
What
factory
date
shutdown
would you
for a
have it
month,
on?
have a holiday, right?
What date would you have it on? Bob Pease's birthday or something? It'd start like a.
What, if you're outside of this, you mean? Like,
What do you mean?
Like you're saying, what day? You're saying a day? You're just going to say, like, first you said a week, and now you're saying a
but
day.
It has to have a day. Like the Chinese New Year it's in February for some cultural reason. I'm not don't know what, right? But
Yeah, I'm not
we
sure
would, if we were going to have Engineering New Year, we would have to pick a date.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's February 8th. I just looked up on. Thank you, Google.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, we should pick a date.
That's what I'm saying. What should it be?
Well, I would think it would be in the same area, right? Or no? You're saying we should just pick a date, like National Oatmeal Day or National like Red Sox Day. There's all these stupid days.
National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah,
stupid
right.
days. Yar. Yeah, I don't have a date, so we'll think about it. Maybe we can gather some comments. We'll build a groundswell, grassroots, yada yada yada.
Right. And then we'll have a website and make it all official and put it on.
You gotta have a website. Yeah.
Wikipedia, because if it's not on Wikipedia, it doesn't exist. So
mostly agree with that. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
I don't exist. I don't exist.
Oh, by the way, I've been just a little aside, a little update. I've been slowly updating my all of my videos to Vimeo.
Oh yeah, why's that?
Yes. Well, I've always wanted to have like a backup, just in case YouTube, shut down my channel or something, which is happening a lot lately. There's a lot of big YouTubers out there that have been shut down and stuff like that, and it's not good. It's not good. So I want like a back, and for other people who can't access YouTube and things like that, or they want a higher quality version, or
gotcha.
they hate YouTube, insert reason here,
right.
like kind of thing. So yes, I'm uploading, mass uploading all my videos to Vimeo. It should be, it's processed a couple of hundred already, but yeah, it's
yeah, man, that's a lot of data juice. That's
it is.
That's a lot of bits.
I had to actually put them on a portable hard drive and give it to somebody else who had an infinite internet connection.
Oh wow.
Whereas I could not do it here.
Yeah, right.
And I had to get
crazy.
the big plan, the top tierest plan for a year in order to mass upload all of my previous ones. Otherwise, I would have been limited to 20 gig a week, which sounds like a lot, but that's only like 8 videos a week or something. So imagine how long it would take me to upload 800 videos at 8 videos a week.
Yeah, that's a while. Yeah, we did that same thing when we moved over to Libsyn for our for the podcast.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we paid a one-off thing, didn't we, to pre-upload all our existing content. And then once you've done that, then yes, those data cap limits are fine.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, so there will eventually be a Vimeo.com EEV blog. They will eventually be there, and they should be in higher quality. I'm uploading my original, not my original rendered version, but my original transcoded version, which I upload to YouTube. And Vimeo is a higher quality playback system, so they should actually be slightly better quality.
Cool.
Yeah, because you might be surprised how much quality YouTube actually drops.
I don't. I'm not a high def person, so I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
Yeah, you don't,
I don't need to see you in any higher def.
No, you don't need.
Usually
to see
audio's enough for me, buddy. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's bad enough.
I've been digging into Class D amplifiers. You do anything with those ever?
Not really. No, I've never had a need to do Class D.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because they're everywhere and the same kind of thing where it's just I've never needed to before, and finally got a project for.
Why are you doing Class D?
For the course.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, making a sound. We could easily buy an off-the-shelf thing. Like, there's no doubt about that. But it's more fun to make things and break things. So that's what we're doing. And,
of course. But you're using an off-the-shelf Class D amplifier chip, right? You're not
correct. Yeah,
you're not rolling your own with your own trannies, right? So
no. I thought about I didn't think about doing that for Class D just because I don't know anything about it. But I was actually thinking about doing that for not the charge controller, but like a fuel gauge on a lithium ion. So tracking current as it goes through, that kind of thing. Like that kind of stuff. Like honestly, in all this stuff, you could find off-the-shelf chips for anything, right? So that's something Maxim's always been very famous for, like making super specific chips and then maybe not being able to get them all the time.
And not being able to buy it. Yeah.
Ooh, low blow. But like it's that buy it or make it kind of thing. A lot of times, like, oh my God, the one that like LT makes those timer blocks things, right? Like literally, they make a one-shot chip. It's like, come on, guys. But for some people, that is totally the answer,
Exactly, because it's 1 square millimeter, whereas normally you'd have to use some other 74HC version with external parts.
It just works. It just works. It's out of the box. You plop it down. Great.
Exactly.
But sometimes it's always more. It's usually not always. It's sometimes more fun to make it yourself. And yeah, so some of those things that there are actually like building those things out, like, and we were considering that for like H bridges as well, but like, there's
so class D amps.
Yes,
they're all about efficiency, aren't they? Because they're switching amplifiers. None of this linear rubbish.
Well, yeah, I mean, but basically the idea is you bring in an audio signal, you chop it up with a sawtooth wave, and then it becomes effectively a PWM signal, and then you drive...
audio files have just...
I know, right? They're like,
but
the high frequencies! And then you just put an LC filter on the output. But, like, thinking about that stuff, like, filtering is not an easy topic. I think that was one thing that I struggled with, because you're pulling in a lot of... frequency stuff versus frequency domain versus time domain kind of things, and that's kind of difficult. So I don't know, just kind of digging through that and trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing and teach it, and I'm teaching it as well. But sometimes it's about teaching. Well, it's an apprenticeship, right? So it's learning as I learn and learning. Yes,
got it.
Yep. So
you've been talking to Martin too much, isn't that his motto?
Learn
sort of. I learn, or something, kinda.
Is that his? I don't know. If that's his motto.
Well, kinda. It's not motto, but
I will ask him tomorrow. I have a meetup with him.
Cool.
So
beer.
Yeah, that's always a good question over beer. But the bigger question is, have you started a meetup yet? Huh?
No, I have not.
Oh, Dave.
Yep.
Don't forget. Humans.
Yeah, I know.
They like talking over beers, even if they don't drink beer.
Maybe, I'll get off my ass one day and
it's literally like posting one thing.
But I've been saying that for like 4 years or something.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Right. What else is happening?
Well, the reason... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God, yeah, we're going to, like...
No, we don't have to.
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to, I'm saying. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Is this...
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Is this FTDI? Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, no, I didn't think that one.
You want to talk about that.
I didn't think about that one.
Damn!
Oh, they're so stupid. That company, seriously, they are just so...
So I saw you posted the link to your forum.
They blocked me on Twitter.
What?
Yeah.
Did they block me too?
I actually tweeted a screen capture of, they blocked me. They're blocking anyone on Twitter who dares mention FTDI Gate 2.0. Right? And like, how stupid do you have to be?
I do want to say one thing. I think that I did not agree with what they did last time, but I also think that last time was a bit of a pile-on. Maybe you deserve... Yeah, you know what I mean. Just like lay
in the groundwork? Is that
no, not a pylon. Sorry.
Right, like, that's what I'm thinking of, like building something.
Yeah. Like... No, like a dog pile. Like everybody kept jumping on the pile and getting more and more critical.
Right,
yeah,
it was a pile on. Right.
Yes.
Damn these compression internet
audio
compression algorithms. Yeah. Right.
It's my Yankee accent, Dave.
Right, yeah.
No, but no, I think last time, I was reading about just kind of like internet bullying, stuff like that, and it fit a similar kind of thing, like there are different levels of all that stuff, but it felt similar.
You thought there was too much hate over what they did?
Yes. Because, I mean, some of this stuff is... No. Okay, well, anyways.
No, they deserved everything they got.
Okay.
What they did was a ridiculously stupid move, and they deserved everything they got. Just like what happened to the Fine brothers.
Oh, gee, I don't want to talk about
that. Actually,
you were going to bring that. Was that what you were going to bring up? No, I don't want to talk about that at all.
I forgot. I just no. There's
come on. Stay on track here, Dave. Electronics.
No,
electronics.
there's an interesting aspect to that. Anyway,
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, FTDI. Well, I do. Screw it. This is half my show.
So Dave's going to talk about what he wants to talk about. I'm going to talk what I'm going to talk about.
Right.
We're going to talk over top of each other.
Two separate audio tracks. Right. You have one in the left. We'll just split it. We'll just split yours in the left earphone and mine in the right. Imagine if we did that. We could do that as like an April Fool's episode or something. We could have like...
Yeah, like when someone plays a music track over another music track, like my head explodes.
It'd be so annoying, yeah. Oh.
I don't like that at all.
I think we have to experiment with that and see how bad it really is. That'd be great. Anyway, FTDI, I can't believe you thought that people were too harsh on them. I think they deserved every bit of criticism they got.
Well, anyways, we should explain what is going on this time. So what's the difference?
Well, I don't think I don't think the verdict's in yet, whereas before they were deliberately bricking chips, right?
Right. Whereas so they were like overwriting one of the fields in there or something like that.
Overriding the PI, what's the name of the
PID?
register? The PID, is it PID?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
UID maybe, I mean, I don't know. But
someone will correct us, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not into all the USB protocol stuff. Anyway, they were setting that to 0 or something, which actually bricks. So unless you've got a tool to physically reprogram it, it bricks that device. It can brick consumer devices, crazy stuff.
And the argument against that, and I think that like a lot of times people are like, well, it's not their hardware and they have the right to do that. And it's like, that's fine, but the thing that we talked about on here too is like, come on, there's a lot of unsuspecting consumers out there too. It's
exactly.
Like, it's not like this is like a pro
That's
tool.
That's why I reckon they deserved everything they got.
Okay.
Anyway, this time, apparently this is not new. It's just that somebody kicked up a stink about it.
Gotcha.
And it's being talked about now. So this could be more of a beat up than the previous one,
gotcha.
I think. Because what they do, this is off the top of my head. I haven't investigated, so I could be wrong. But they're outputting. They first thought they were outputting if it detects a counterfeit. If the FTDI driver detects a counterfeit chip, then it puts out random text, random data on the transmit and receive pins. And the person who originally discovered this, even though it's not new, it's been in the driver for a long time, thought that, this is bad because, it could potentially damage a device.
Right, yeah, if you overwrote to the wrong region or something like that.
If that device is not expecting that data and you're sending garbage data. As it turns out, it's not actually garbage data. It's a string which says this is not a genuine device or something. So it keeps sending that string on. Yep. But then why? Why send that on the transmit and receive RS-232 pins? Why? Why not just the driver detects it's a blank chip, it doesn't talk to it. That's it. End of story. Right? Or it says a message to the user, I can't talk to this chip because it's fake or whatever.
Put it on the software side, right?
Yeah,
don't mess with the hardware.
Why deliberately put that text on the transmit and receive pins? I believe that's what's happening. And if that's the case, it's just stupid. It's just more dickheadedness on their part. Like, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. And their response to both of these situations shows they're completely clueless. It's the worst response you could possibly do. Start blocking people who mention it. Yay, way to go. Instead of trying to engage people and, stuff like that. Like, nah. Idiots. Sorry.
Yeah, and so it's, I remember the last time too, there was something there.
I think they only backed down once Microsoft actually cancelled their driver from the auto update or something. I don't get it. They're just like, how can companies be so clueless about their reputation and everything? I just don't get it. Yeah. Anyway, that brings us to what I want to talk about, the Fine Brothers. And if you don't know about what the Fine Brothers did. We can, I don't know, maybe we'll link in. Chris won't want to link in something
No,
down
I definitely
below,
don't want to link in.
Right, yeah. Anyway, so no, I don't want to actually talk about the actual thing themselves. They tried to trademark certain terms and that they could use to enforce trademark disputes on YouTube, so they could get everyone's videos flagged and taken down. So they tried to trademark all this, and well, I've never seen a more douchish looking
douchish, huh?
Yeah, douchish. I've just invented a new word. Just the way they tried to explain it in their video, it's like it was the sleaziest kind of douchiest explanation possible. Anyway, and then they did a follow-up video trying to explain themselves, which is even douchier again. Like, anyway, the internet melted down and they lost, because they've got like 15 million subscribers, and they started losing subscribers at a rate of 10,000 per hour at one point. And there was actually a live feed. Somebody actually put up on a live feed on YouTube, and you can sit there and watch their subscribers drop in real time. It was hilarious. And so yeah, how to destroy your how to destroy your reputation in one video. Anyway, the point is they finally came out after all this backlash, and they did something I did not expect them to do. They went, not only did they say sorry, but they went, we are now cancelling all of our trademarks. We were so wrong. We are the only way we can get people to trust us again. We're cancelling all our trademarks. We'll no longer enforce them. Paperwork's been filed, and we will not flag videos ever again. Blah blah blah. It was a complete turnaround, and you've got to admire them for that. Like, they just realised that what they were doing was so potentially douchish that, gives them, the power of God on YouTube to, take down practically any video out there that does anything similar to their style. And they just realised that it was so wrong, and they actually cancelled their trademarks. I'm stunned. So this is what I'm saying, right? This is how you respond to something that you've done, right? Whereas FTDI...
Sure, right. So when you finally mess up, you're saying you have to go all the way.
You have to go all the way.
You, Dave.
Yeah.
When you mess up.
I always admit I'm wrong. I do it all the time.
Yeah, sometimes you dig your heels in. A little bit.
What?
A little bit.
I get what?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're not... you haven't had a big enough mess up yet. You'll get there. Don't worry, man. You work towards that. You have to keep getting more and more famous, and then you have the
and then you'll get
breakdown
such
on
a backlash.
Camera, right? Yeah, right.
All right. But no, this is how you respond. They went much further than what I thought would be a reasonable response. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't expect them to completely drop the trademarks or whatever. That was that was stunning. And they cancelled their entire program. I thought they'd somehow try and keep it going, because they must have invested so much time, money and energy into this new React World program, multi-channel network that they wanted to form, and they just went, no, where's the whole thing? Just cancelled.
Are we back to my half of the program again yet? Are we done with your half of the program?
Anyway, I think it was a good example of how to salvage your reputation.
Okay, so let's tie this together. Let's tie this package up with a bow and then throw it in the ocean.
What, you don't agree that that's a good example?
So what would FTDI have to do then to have a similar response? Maybe that's the right way to bring this back full circle.
Come out and say, yes, it was incredibly stupid of us to do this, and we're not going to do it again. We're taking it, removing all that. My personal guarantee.
We're open sourcing our Windows software,
whatever.
something like that.
Maybe something like that. Yeah, something like that, perhaps. Sure. Or and we're putting these measures in place. A lot of criticism they got from the previous FTDI Gate 1.0, I guess, the original one, is that they're talking about all these counterfeits and how it's the big problem. Yeah, people understand that, but what are you doing towards, stopping counterfeits flooding the market? You're doing it the wrong way. So they just did it their way or nothing. right? They didn't figure out some innovative, I don't know, I suggested embed holographic things on your chips so you know they're genuine or something. Like, I don't know, come up with something smart, you know? You're the industry leaders in, you know, bloody chips like this.
Making USB into cereal? Yeah, you're right.
You know, yeah, you guys come up with something, you know? Yeah. You're the geniuses in this, right? And
I don't remember what...
But they did nothing, basically. They essentially didn't even apologise. It was a really dicky response, if I remember correctly. It was, you know... I did do a video on it, and I just went, this is a pathetic response, you know, something like that.
Well, PR still matters, I suppose, and, you know, good software.
It does.
Yada, yada, yada.
No, companies have to admit when they're wrong. And, yes, the power of the internet won. You know, the market won.
Well, that's the thing, though. I don't think it did, because people are still using it.
Well, no, in terms of the Fine Brothers I'm talking about.
Oh, sure,
you know, yeah.
Because that's what I was going to ask, is, like, last time I remember everybody talking about, oh, there's all these alternatives, and I didn't know, I mean... I didn't really see any. You know, there weren't any like.
Well, I knew about them. I've used the odd one. You know, I knew.
No. I know there are, but it's not like they've like. It's not like it's not a big enough thing where people are like, oh, no big deal, whatever. We're using this other thing, right? No?
A lot of people still refuse to use FTDI chips.
Well, I'm trying to ask, what should I be using instead? Because I just put one on my board, so I'm part of the problem here, Dave.
Well, the microchip one seems to be the sort of preferred go-to one. The 2200 or something, is it? I don't.
2200, like a.
The MCP 2200, if I'm remembering right. I'm probably got that wrong. MCP, okay. Have I got it wrong?
But it's the same kind of thing.
I got it right. Yes, MCP 2200. It's a USB bridge. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The interesting thing about that though is it's not actually a custom chip. The MCP 2200. Is
like a
PIC Micro, a PIC Micro with it's actually a pre-programmed PIC Micro with with a different part number on it.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, which I think is clever.
That's
that's
what I want. I don't want to be programmed. I mean, like that's the reason you put one down in the first place, is to just get past that. You know, like that's all that really matters. So
yeah, so that one's reasonably priced and works well apparently. So yeah,
cool.
You know. Yeah, there are. Cypress make another one, and there's a few other players.
Yeah, well, and you know, every board with an Atmel part on it, I'm sure they'll start using this MCP 2200 eventually too. So, too soon, Chris. Too soon.
Yeah. There you go. So yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, come on, you crapped on.
Mentioned.
You wanted to.
We were mentioned, actually.
We were mentioned.
Yeah, so
we got a shout out somewhere. Where?
Well, kind of, sort of. I had written into Innovation Hub a while back, and basically, based on the results of the survey, I kind of just mentioned that and asked her to talk about diversity in tech, and thought she'd be real well equipped for that. And so that was a good discussion over there. So she gave us a shout out. It was cool. So
okay, do we have a link?
Yes, there will be a link. So that's good.
There'll be a link down below, as always. Down below.
Down below, right? Yes, you know, right. Unless you're listening on headphones, don't look down. There's nothing there.
No, you'll walk into a wall or something.
Right.
Yep.
I saw this US Bionics thing. Have you seen this thing yet?
US Bionics.
Yeah, so it's for paraplegics. There's really nothing else here.
These exoskeletons. I didn't think this is new.
It's not new. Well, that's the thing. Like the actual, the concept of an exoskeleton is not new at all. I think what it really is it's just we're starting to hit this, this sweet spot of, battery densities have gone up a little bit, but really more
real-time processing power for sensor feedback and motor control. That stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah, 1,000 times better. And then but like the motors and the batteries, they're not like it's not like these are super lightweight or anything like that. But yeah, I think it's that. All those other pieces are starting to get there, and really the big thing is the cost coming down, right? And so that's what these guys are going for is lower cost, and it's a really awesome cause too, and I mean like it's for helping people regain mobility, stuff like that. I think it's just interesting. They have this thing about I am not the suit. That's like their spokespeople talking about it, and basically it's just an assistive device. But also, this is like the best of both worlds as well, because it's kind of it's an assistive technology, but it's also using a lot of the advances in robotics as well, because there are, it's like instead you're not typing in typing in like coordinates or the the reverse kinematics, that kind of stuff. It's basically just sensing what what your leg would be doing normally, and then trying to amplify that and move it forward, right? So if you start to bend, if you start to move forward, that kind of thing, it can sense that and help you move forward using like gyros and stuff like that. So.
And you can work for them. They've got a couple of positions open. They've got an EE position open.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want somebody who can do layout and board layout and stepper motor controllers and jazz like that.
Yeah, man.
And some travel might be required. As I said, if you're young and single and you can get a job with travel, do it.
Yeah, man. That's the way to do it.
And they don't care. Requirements, BS, MS, or PhD in EE or equivalent. Excellent. They just don't care. You can have it as long as you lay out boards.
Right.
Can you lay out boards? Yes, no. Right. Your interview. Right. It's great. And they're looking for a controls engineer too. So if you're into controls and things like that.
Yeah.
We don't often have jobs here on the Amp Hour, but there you go.
Nope.
Somebody, one of our listeners might, because I'd love to work on exoskeletons and exoskeleton robots and stuff. Well, here's your chance.
So speaking of boards, I've been talking to Jonathan Hirschman, I think his last name is, and so if you remember the Pico press, it was like it looks like a caulk gun for solder paste.
Oh yes, I have one here.
Yeah, I do too. I use it all the time actually for boards and stuff. I don't even know. I don't think he makes it anymore. I'm not sure about that, but he started a new thing called PCB NG. Have you heard about that?
No.
So basically, it's kind of like taking the concepts of Oshpark of like just pricing by volume or by area rather, like so board area, and then applying that to assembly, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. But I think it actually might work. And I'm not sure what the actual pricing. Yeah, let's see if he writes it on. I've heard some early pricing, but he has a calculator there. And so let's see. So let's change the numbers here a little bit. So sorry for the Imperial stuff, but 1 inch by 2 inch board. Let's just make it 1 by 1.
Have you got a link for this thing?
Yeah, sure. So it's PCB.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
you got that? Okay.
I see it.
Yeah. So it says one square inch board with $6 in parts, single-sided assembly. So usually it's going to be $9 per square inch for the assembly.
Right.
And then basically, but right now it's half off. And so you have to buy 6 boards. So, depending on, and the thing that's crazy is you don't need, the density is not actually an issue. So like you can try and go as dense as possible. Like I saw in Hackaday, did you see they had the square inch contest? You see that thing? I thought that was kind of fun.
No, okay, right.
Yeah.
Do anything you want in 1 square inch.
Right, exactly. Like what can you actually get done in 1 square inch? And it's actually a really interesting design constraint, right? So same kind of thing here. So you're applying now 1 square inch.
Oh, I've got one that might fit in that. I've got an old design which might fit into that.
I think the contest is over. I'm sorry, Dave.
Oh, my old micro RGB.
What's that?
Micro? Oh, it was a RGB matrix module before all flashy RGB lights became all the rage. It was going to be a modular thing, and it was like it had an embedded controller on the back of an 8x8 RGB LED matrix, like a tiny one.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but like a little tiny one. I think it might be close to 1 inch by 1 inch. Huh. And controller on the back, and you could cascade them together and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I made a few protos, and I never really. I don't know. I moved on to some other project, and it just sort of languished.
Yeah, some
somewhere.
People really go for like they like doing the optimizing for space kind of thing. Me, I'm like space it out, make it easy to solder. I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, no, I love fit to envelope design. That's one of my
fit to envelope. What does that mean?
Fit to envelope. It means you're given a constraint. I
was thinking like a paper envelope, but yeah, you just mean like an envelope, like a
physical, a 3D envelope. Right. Yep. And then how can I fit the electronics into here? That's I love those sort of challenges.
Yeah, you do.
It's great fun.
I mean, that's probably just your layout stuff. I just want to get it done.
Right. No,
Yeah.
see, I've always been involved in that with, lots of military things and stuff like that I've done. Like you have unusual constraints sometimes.
Right.
That you've got to fit things in. You can't put everything into a 19-inch rack and like...
Right. Well, coming from the analog world, they don't make parts super small, so sometimes you gotta.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so $63 so that'd be like what? So $10 a board, $10.
Hang on, but do you have is there there's other companies that do similar sort of cheap assembly kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I think
this, but are you limited to the parts you can use because it's all about the pick and what they can fit on their pick and place machine, right?
I don't think so. So there was a couple.
Well, then how does it work?
guidelines.
There's got to be a constraint there.
I'm sure. No, there is a guideline here somewhere.
And how does it work? You ship them the parts, and they just do it, and they're doing it by hand at the moment. How does it?
No, it's still in beta.
Business?
I'm not even sure about that stuff. So,
right. Okay.
Sorry, I don't have all the answers here, Dave. But
okay. Well,
there were some. So one of the things is it's surface mount only. I think the smallest they'll do is 0402, and I think they said BGA for now, but it might change. I saw this.
If it's surface mount only, then they must be pick and place in it.
Oh yeah. I think so. Yes.
Right. But do you have to ship them the reels? Can you ship them? Can just cut tape and they can handle those? Can you tubes, trays?
Oh, I think they said no tubes too. I remember. I'm trying to just do this from memory, so that's why. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember from memory, but I will hopefully find it here eventually.
I'm trying to free up some space in the lab to finally build my pick and place machine.
Oh, that's right. You have one. I forgot about that.
Yes, I have a kit. Yes, and we do want to build it, so people out there know we haven't forgotten. It's just a matter of we need to dedicate a bench to it for weeks, maybe a month or something, Yeah.
Well, and if you like it forever, right?
Oh, well, right. So so I'm actually in the process of trying to find more space at the moment, not only in the lab but outside the lab too. So. I could go build it down in the bunker. But,
I was gonna say, what about carts? Do you ever do cart systems? I mean, maybe that's not great for pick and place, but I don't know how big is this thing.
A cart?
Yeah, building it onto a cart so it's movable, so you can get out of the way.
Oh, right. So you can, platform, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. It's just basically a small bench with wheels, not as sturdy.
It kind of is that. I mean, you've got to. I do have to actually buy a board to mount this thing on.
Yeah. So then you just mount the board onto a cart, and then it's rollable and.
Oh, yeah, but I don't have room for the cart. It's Right.
Well.
No, I'll just.
You should definitely get rid of some other crap too, So.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway.
How soon? How soon will that happen? Soon?
David's coming in today, and we're going to talk about reorganizing the lab and doing various things. So yeah, I know. Because we're so constrained here. It's people come in here and go, "Wow, this is a big lab, and look at all the benches you've got." And it's just
no. I know what you mean.
There's just so many different things happening. It's just.
What was I looking at? I was looking at. There was some organizational video that someone had all of these tools, and every tool had a perfect spot for it, and I'm like.
There's a name for that, yeah.
What?
There's a name for doing that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, it's called Not What I Do.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing, even in a best case scenario like that, right? I mean, there are some people that are very organized, and I'm super, not envious because I won't ever do that. I mean, it's awesome that they are, but even in the best case scenario, even if you have a place for every tool and everything you have, there's just a clutter factor too. Sometimes you're just going to be in the middle of a project and you have tons of stuff on your bench.
Well, that's what happens here.
Exactly.
I can have my tools organized to the hilt, but that's not going to help me when I've got five different things that are currently under. Yeah, it's yes, I need a different bench for every new thing that comes in.
Right.
Stuff's constantly coming in here, and it's it's got to sit on the floor. Because I can't. Right. It's
of course.
Yeah. Yep. Even though I think I might have 7 benches here in the lab or something, right? Which sounds like a lot.
It is a lot, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8. I've got 8 benches here. right? Which sounds like a lot, but one's a packing and shipping, one's a solder, one's a mechanical type bench, 3 electronic benches. One is the mailbag bench where I have to shoot the mailbag video. Another is Dave's desk. You know, yeah.
You just boot out the youngin', man. Just be like, work when you can find space.
Anyway, I am actually trying to find, to get all the packing and shipping out of here, I'm actually trying to find another space. But Murphy gets you every time. It's like, did I mention how...
Yeah, you mentioned that last time, I think.
Last time, how I was going to move to the lab next door and I missed out. Well, there's another one that's very close by. It looks like I'm going to miss out on that one. There's another one nearby, going to miss out on that one.
Yikes.
It's like, yet when I don't want it, it seems like, there's a ton available.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
right.
And there's, so bad.
Anyway, that's real estate in general, I think. So
so I might to get something, I might have to actually pay a premium, and I'm a bit of a tight ass, so
yes,
as
engineers are, that's fine.
That's exactly. That's just a bit against my nature. You know, it's like, you want how much per square meter? That's the most expensive in the whole business park. Well, do you want it or not?
Right.
you know,
and
it's like really close, and it's like ideal, but it's the most expensive thing in the park. You know, like holy crap. You know, like I would just like I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that I'm paying the highest rate of anyone in the park. You know, for just because it's convenient, and anyway.
So
decisions.
We are starting.
Is anyone else like that? Has anyone else had similar issues where you bought something? You know, I got this place 4 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. More than 4 years ago, and it was like, it seemed really big at the time, and then you don't think down the track and you go, geez, I'm kind of stuck, and it's like hard to really pack up and move the entire lab to a bigger place. That's so disruptive. So so now I'm sort of looking at halfway measures where I can half here and half somewhere else, and it's a mess. Has anyone else caught between a rock and a hard place like that?
I mean, that sounds like a lot of real estate, this stuff, though, too, like family members I've had who bought a smaller house.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
They have a second, third kid, and they're like, oh, time to move. That was dumb.
Well, don't talk to me about that. Yep, we're building. Yep. Adding on.
Yeah, man. Well, you gotta.
I know.
Stop having kids, man.
No.
Jeez.
He's only got 2.
Yeah, well, for now. Speaking of bringing new things into the world, what did you think of the... Oh, man, that was a stretch. What do you think of this wireless oscilloscope? I can hear the pre-groan happening.
I have not seen it. Where is it? It's not in the
link. It's called Aeroscope. It's a Aeroscope.
Oh, sorry, I didn't look down far enough.
So actually, I know John. I met him in San Francisco, and re-met him in San Francisco. He went to my school, actually.
Oh, it's a pen proby type thing.
Yeah, but look at the spec. I mean, like, I think it's actually, I actually really like it, and I don't know. We'll see. So the specs are 100 megahertz bandwidth, analog, 500
and let me guess,
megasamples.
It connects to your phone.
It does, and I asked about that. When I saw him, I asked about it, and it was like, well, wait a second. How is it going to do that? But basically, it's sending back, I think all of the samples are already compressed, so it's not sending back a data stream. It's sending back...
Oh, no. You would have to compress it. You wouldn't be able to get data fast enough.
Right, so it's not going to be like an analog... Well, not an analog stream. It's not going to be like a bit stream. It's, I think, I could be wrong here, it's going to be basically the full 8-bit signal, so for whatever range you're on, right? So it'll pass the range, I think, down to the scope, the handheld scope thingy, and then, whatever the range you're on, you'll be able to... So if you're on the 20 millivolt range, it'll... Go ahead. I can hear the incredulity.
Well, no, like, these have their niche uses.
I think, yeah.
What I don't like, I don't know if they're doing it. I'm not talking about the Aeroscope, right? But some people, like, this is the only oscilloscope you're going to need. Get one of these things. It's bullshit.
No, right? But I think maybe as a starting scope, that kind of thing. I mean, like, it could depend.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on price too, of course. I would not buy these
as a start. Well, of course. Well, I don't think this one's going to be particularly cheap. 100 meg analog bandwidth, 500 meg samples per second. It's not one of those, one of those. What's the name of the DSO Nano? It's not Nano.
I am not a big fan of those. Not at all.
No, it's As they said, like working on troubleshooting stuff when you're not on the bench. Okay,
right.
They give examples of
drones.
drones.
Drones,
you're out
like
in the field and your drones. You're trying to hack it. You're fine. Great.
Yeah, I also like that this. I don't even know if it says it on here.
Well, there's no spec. Are there any specs?
Again, I've seen this thing, but
has it got a decent? Oh, the problem with all these is that you usually don't do a decent front end in terms of the attenuation.
I think. I don't know about that, but
how many ranges has it got? And blah blah blah.
Ranges.
It's got a 2-hour battery life. It uses Bluetooth Smart. What's Bluetooth Smart?
Yeah, that's like the newest one, I think, like the highest bandwidth one.
Okay, right. I'm not obviously keeping up to date.
Well, so the thing that I like about it is
I've got a new product that has Bluetooth. Have I? I'm using Bluetooth Low Energy. Is that like 2014?
No, I think it's. I think Bluetooth. I'm gonna talk out of my butt here, but I think Bluetooth Smart is the low energy protocol, but then like some kind of. Not actually.
So you're saying it is low energy, so I am out of date. So my product's already out of date.
I think this is like the 4.1. I think that's what it is. So like your Bluetooth low energy is 4.0, I think, and then Smart's 4.1.
Yes, I'm out of date. So you're telling me I'm out of date?
Oh yes. I didn't really think you were going to be a leading edge. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Product's not even out yet.
Yeah. Well. Bluetooth Smart
Already
branding. No. So it's just it is a logo to clarify the compatibility between new low energy devices and other Bluetooth devices. So I guess it does both. Yes, It indicates a dual mode device compatible with both classic and low energy. So that's what it means.
Right.
That's kind of nice.
Okay. Right.
Anyways,
so
the thing that I like about this
is
is the probe is actually, it plugs into an SMA connector. So then the idea being that you could make it extensible for other things as well. Obviously.
Right. You could use it. You could have a traditional scope probe and just plug it in using a SMA to BNC adapter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
So I like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I do like that as well.
Like I said, I've seen it. It looks cool, but I haven't seen it like I've seen like the physical model and stuff like that. Remains to be seen, but I think it could be very interesting. So we'll see what the price point is and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, lugging. I'm sure you've done this. You've probably taken scopes out to field tests, right? I mean,
I've lugged scopes out to field tests. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's. It's necessary sometimes, especially if you need like the high resolution stuff. But man, it's not fun. And
I lugged a scope out to the field. You young whippersnappers should do the same thing.
We took tube scopes and we brought 4 generators and roasted marshmallows over them.
Smartphones, yeah. Anyway.
Well, I never mind having another useful tool in the tool belt is not a bad thing. So.
Right. What else have we got? Can we? Yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. No, we're not doing it. No, don't even. I didn't post that. I don't know. I know
everyone wants me to do a video on it.
No, I don't do it, man. It's so over the.
You don't think I should do a video? Every second man and his dog.
I know it's so dumb.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
I think we should not even say it here. We should just let people go and figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, okay. Well, the last one. What is this online education? The MIT dean or something has gone off on a tangent and formed their own school or something?
Yeah, basically a new research university, but basically no grades. It sounds kind of
no grades and no lectures or something.
And no majors as well.
Right.
And this is...
And it's all project-based or something.
I didn't see that part, but probably. I mean, obviously I'm interested in this. It says the cornerstone. I don't know how far this is, right? This is, I think this might be at the announcement level kind of thing, but it's interesting.
It's the cornerstone, yes. The project-based learning is the cornerstone of her vision. There you go.
Yeah, well, where do you think she got the idea for that, man? Come on, right? You're talking to me. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you want to see.
But yeah, I like immediately want to know the technicalities of it. How do you sign? Like, what projects do you work on? How do you sign up? How do you
Yeah. Yes.
How does it work? Like,
well, Dave, I'll tell you all about it after the show.
It's a research thing, right? But it's like a research university as well. So
right. Well, that's the real thing.
Do companies come in and pay for projects, and then there's a pool of people, researchers who work on it, or what? Like,
right. Well, obviously, we talked about a lot of this stuff with John as well. You know, like the research versus the education side of things, and yeah, it's.
I have not digested enough to comment.
Well, I think that this is usually, so the reason that this is news in the first place, right? Because anyone can go and start an online educational program. This is actually not online, so it doesn't matter.
Any nerd in his
basement,
dog in his basement, can start
a. No, I think it's because she is the dean of graduate education at MIT, right? It's like that's the reason, right?
Oh, she was, but she threw in the towel to go do this, apparently.
So I don't know. I think we're going to see a shakeup in education. I don't think it's going to be me. I'm sure someone like this is a lot more likely.
Geez, you may as well give up now, dude. That's not a very positive attitude, is it? Oh, my course is not going to amount to anything. I'm not saying my course is bad.
I'm saying that I don't think that my course is going to take down the traditional education model, whereas I think that's usually the thing that this is going for. And actually that is something interesting to mention as well. So Udacity, which is Sebastian Thrun's, so he was the guy that started Google X,
right?
And now that's Astro Tellers there. Anyways, so he's the one who started that, and then he left and he started Udacity, which is his online program. A lot of people do it, but man, they are doing some crazy stuff where like they're trying to do nano degrees. They're called where. Basically you pay and you go.
You pay and you get your degree. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they do some other interesting things like if you complete your degree in 12 months, they give you half your money back, which I think is very interesting.
Wow, that's a bit novel, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's not a lot of schools are doing that. And then they just announced the other week. I saw them again. They started because they're trying to push real hard at like, oh, we can teach people online to. Obviously, in this case, it's right like front-end code, stuff like that. Remains to be seen. But then now they also announced like having career counselors that are basically like doing like job placements for people that are learning online. So, and I mean, we've heard in the past too of like Google and everybody dropping their educational requirements as well. But I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird change. We'll see how it actually shakes out. I don't know if it'll actually. I don't know if that's the model that'll shake out, and I don't know if this could happen for hardware. But there's some weird stuff happening in education.
The times they are a changing.
They are.
Can we finish it off by adding the song at the end? Can you edit the song in at the end?
Sure, I love that song.
The times.
Bob Dylan. Yeah. Like we're just like done now.
Like we're done.
You just like you said, the times are changing, and then it rolled right into the song.
Here's Bob Dylan.
I thought it was already planned
though.
Oh. Cool, man. Well,
catch you next time.
Yeah, see you next week.